What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to another stream. Today we're going to be going through the best captaincy choice for Game Week 28 FPL season 2020-2021. My name is Mo and welcome back to my channel FPL Inkling 2020-2021 season for Fantasy Premier League, where you guys can all get the best news, latest news and best tips on how to maximise your team returns and be the best manager not only in your league, but let's get you to the number one spot of the FPL managers in the game itself. A bit of background, just started recently, want to give you guys the best tips and want to make you guys the best managers out there in the leagues that you compete in. Just to let you guys know, if you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, be part of the family. I am aware that around 70% of people who do are kind of like at the moment watch my content are actually not my subscribers, so please be part of the family, subscribe to my channel. I have a bet with one of my mates that if I can get to 500 by the end of this season, I'll win a PS5 as a bet. I'm already over 100 and it's all down to your love, your feedback and your kind of determination and your kind of like positive words that have kind of made me confident to get there one day, or if not very soon before the end of game week 30. So please hit the subscribe button, let me know how I'm doing and keep throwing the questions in. So today we're going to go through the options of captaincy for game week 28. So I'll go through who I think are my favourite options. So I'm going to start with number 1, which I think is the best option, and I'll go all the way up to the other options that I'm going to give you as well. So to begin, I'm going to give you 5 options that I believe that will be the best 5 options of captaincy for game week 28. And then what I'll do, I'll give you a few differential options and I'll give you guys a reason of why I believe they are good candidates to be the captain of this game week. They might not be the popular choices, but if you pick them and they come off, they might help you go a long way in your game week rank for the game week and overall as well in your leagues and the game rank overall for your team. So let's start with number 1. So this is going to be my captaincy choice. So number 1, it's Kevin De Bruyne. So KDB, he's owned by 16.7% of managers. He has gone up in ownership, so he was about 11% last week. I guess the ownership increased for him based on the fact that he had a double game week against United and Southampton. He has blanked in the first half of this game week, so he's still got Southampton to go. But he hasn't really been himself since he's come back from his injury, and he looked a lot sharper. He had 8 chances he created from open play for City, but none of them were able to be taken full advantage of. I guess the overall team performance for City was below par anyway, but I believe that he has a really good chance to do wonders in game week 28, and he's got Fulham away. Now Fulham, they've just come from a really good victory against Liverpool. So what I'm trying to think of is what makes him, for me, the best choice of captaincy. So when I look at all the fixtures, as you guys can see on the bottom right of the screen, if you look at all the fixtures and you look at the teams who are playing in that game week, for me, this is the most friendliest fixture. And now a lot of people will say, what about Leicester versus Sheffield? Yep, there is, but Sheffield have not been too bad over the last couple of weeks, and Leicester haven't been that great over the last couple of weeks. And if you're thinking of Vardy or Tielemans, I fully understand, but for me, based on what I've seen and what I believe, I think on paper this is the most favourable fixture for any of the big squads. So for me, it's going to be Kevin De Bruyne, number 1 choice. He's going to be my captain for this game week, and my vice captain is going to be Bruno Fernandes. I don't see any reason why I should choose anyone else. I'm not going to reveal my team in this video, but I will reveal my team which I've made the transfers for already, which we released later this week. It's going to be the preview of game week 28 plus my squad reveal. But I can tell you guys that my captain for this week moving forward is going to be Kevin De Bruyne. Am I going to persist with him after? It's going to be based on a lot of things, because game week 29 is a blank game week. Is he going to play in the FA Cup game? How will he perform in these next 2 games that are coming forward? Will I want to play him against Leicester? Will other players that I have in my team have more favourable fixtures? Don't really want to commit to that at the moment, but I will let you guys know when that video comes out for those week's captaincy picks. But for me, it's going to be Kevin De Bruyne this week. It's going to be my captain. At number 2, I'm going to throw in someone who I think has been in really good form. And I think he's got a really good fixtures coming up. So Mason Mount, he's gone up in ownership. He's worth 6.9 mil, owned by 12.4% of FPL managers. So he's gone up in ownership. He's been phenomenal, to be fair, this season. He's got 10 returns, 5 goals, 5 assists over the season, 113 points. He did really well against Liverpool, got 11 points. In the last 3 game weeks he's played, he's got 2 double-digit scores, so 10 points against Southampton and 11 against Liverpool. And even against United, which was a draw, he actually played really well in that game as well. So he's going to be playing Leeds United for game week 28, and it's away. Now, Leeds, I can say historically or whatever we have witnessed through this season, they always play expansive football, regardless of whether they're going to win 3-0 or maybe 5-3 or lose 5-3. They're always going to give you a chance to score, and they're always going to play the high line. So players like Dallas, Aliovski, Harrison, they're going to push a lot forward during the game, which will create kind of like open places for players like Havertz, Mount, Werner, Abraham, Giroud, whoever plays, Pulisic. But I believe Mount himself has been really, really vital in terms of the new setup under Thomas Tuchel. So he's always played the regular team minutes. First couple of games he wasn't played, but I think he kind of saw the potential, maybe in training, and he's persisted with him ever since. I would say that I don't see him being dropped unless he's rested, but I don't think they're going to rest him because they've got a blank game week in 29, which they're playing the FA Cup. So against Leeds, I think he's the best option for me as a second captaincy choice, as he's one of those players that at present he looks nailed on for a start. He's not going to be part of the Tuchel roulette. Similar to Pep's, he's one of the first name on the team sheet for me, and I think he's going to be a good kind of like differential option as well. So this is the one player that I've put in not only in the differential category, but he's number 2 for me. If I had him in my squad, which I don't at the moment, he would have been under strong consideration to be captain for this game week 28. At number 3, I'm going to bring in Richarlison. Now, you may be thinking this is a differential. No, this is not actually a differential. He actually comes under the bracket of a differential because he's owned under 10% of managers, so around 9%, worth 7.9 mil. He's had a couple of really good game weeks, so he's got 4 goals in his last 4 games, 6 goals and 5 assists this season, and he's got 90 points. He's been injured for a couple of weeks as well, and he has Burnley at home. That's a favourable fixture. Burnley aren't the easiest to break down in terms of team for a defence. They're very kind of like resilient in how they defend. But I believe that with Sigurdsson, Richarlison becomes like a different breed of a player. And they've got James Rodriguez, Allen, even DCL. They all link up very well. So if I had to choose between DCL and Richarlison, he's someone I'm going to favour. I know he doesn't play in week 29, but Richarlison has looked very, very good. If Sigurdsson doesn't play, he's going to definitely take the penalties if they do get given one. So for me, Richarlison definitely comes in at number 3 as a captain option for you guys, and a differential in that manner as well. Number 4, of course, England captain, Spurs captain Harry Kane. What a great week he had for Crystal Palace. So it was looking very promising for me as a manager, where I thought I was significantly ahead of other teams and managers, but here comes Spurs from nowhere. He decided to score another 4 goals in the last 3 game weeks. So you can see he got 19 points, double digits, 2 goals, 2 assists, 3 bonus points. Great choice. He's in great form. You got Bale, who's actually kind of like risen his game. He's playing some more minutes. But at the end of the day, Bale, I still believe he's not 100% guaranteed starter. They've got alternatives to bring in to give him rest. He's owned by 35% of managers. And in game week 28, it's the big one, the North London Derby. Harry Kane has a phenomenal record. I think he's the highest scorer in the North London Derby, I think, overall in their history. I think that's the case. So there's a reason why not to bring him in. Spurs always rely on him. He scored and set one up, I believe, at the start of the season when they beat them 2-0 in the reverse fixture. So Harry Kane, based on this game week against Crystal Palace and playing Arsenal, of course, so he's going to raise his game. I would definitely consider him as number 4. Definitely not a differential because a lot of managers own him, as you can see, nearly 35%. But definitely he's going to be worth considering. Now, I know I said to my questions that I was asked in my live stream for the reaction that do not take on Liverpool players, or if you do, get rid. So an interesting one for you here. So I'm giving you guys Jota. Now, he comes under the differential itself, but I haven't chosen him as a differential. He's only owned by 3% of managers, 6.6 mil. He got 1 point against Chelsea and 1 point against Fulham. Now, that doesn't paint the whole story. Now, I watched the game against Fulham. He really was the driving force. Now, the reason why he got a yellow card was his passion. He wanted to play well. He wanted to prove a point. Liverpool just didn't have that final piece. They looked very dismantled, and if anything actually stood out throughout the game, for me, it was definitely going to be Jota's performance. And he's got Wolves next in game week 28 away. It's away from home, so maybe the pressure of playing at home and finally winning again after 6 games won't be a pressure for Jota or Liverpool. But I think he's got great potential. He kind of like makes things flow, and he really gives Liverpool that cutting edge moving forward. He's a huge loss since he went out injured earlier in the season. But again, this is someone for me, more than a differential aspect, I think he's someone to look out for. He's had some really good minutes under his belt, and it's time for Liverpool to react, and who better to do that than Jota himself. So let me give you guys some differentials. Now, these are my differential category, so let's go through them. Here we are, finally got there. So James Ward-Prowse is number 1. Owned by 9.1% of managers. I had him in my team for the last game week where I brought him in. He got 11 points against Sheffield. His next fixture is Brighton for game week 28. So Brighton have been kind of like resilient in their defence. Southampton are home, so he's going to be on free kicks, corners, and now he's going to be on penalties as well, especially with Danny Ings being out. We're not sure how long Danny Ings is out for, but it's a kind of recurring kind of like knee/shin ankle injury. So he'll be out for, I'd say, a foreseeable couple of weeks. So it gives a great chance for Ward-Prowse to take over. And why not? Because he's kind of like a differential, coming into good form. Southampton won their first game after, I think it was 10 attempts. So Brighton, I think it's a good prospect. And why not? Get him in. If you guys have a good feeling about him like I did last week, then why not? Bring him into your squad, take a punt, and let's see how it works. And the other one is going to be Arsenal's captain, Aubameyang. So Aubameyang is owned by 7.7% of managers, 11.3 mil. Now that's a lot for a player who hasn't performed to his potential this season. So he's still got 104 points compared to his 205 he's received for the last 2 game seasons for FPL. But he's got 20 points and 8 points in his last 4 game weeks as his high peaks. He's got 3 goals against Leeds, 1 against Burnley. And I think he's just starting to peak at the right time. He was unlucky not to score a few more goals. They had their chances. But it's game week 28. If he's not going to raise his game then I don't know when. It's Tottenham at home. It's a great chance for Arsenal to prove a point that, you know, they have turned a corner. It's a better part of the season between November to December. They really just didn't play football at all. So this is a great chance for them to come back, really show what they're made of, and kind of put a direction towards all their kind of counterparts in and around the Champions League spot. That they are to be taken seriously. Whether they will qualify or not, I'm not too sure. But I reckon it's going to be a good differential to have in there for that week, because I don't think many captains will take a punt on him. But I definitely think if there are any Arsenal fans out there, or any players or managers who think that they want to take a punt, then why not? Let's decide him. How could I make this video without doing the following guy? It's Gareth Bale. 3.4% ownership, 9.3 mil. He's got 19-point return 2 weeks ago against Burnley, 14 points today. He's got, in the last 4 games, he's got 2 assists and 4 goals, which is remarkable, to be fair. He's coming back and he's given his best shot. So let's see how he goes. He's got Arsenal next week. Does he want to prove a point? Does he want to bring back his old school rivalry? I'm not sure if he's going to play, because there's obviously Europa League as well to consider. But the way he's playing, I don't see a reason why he won't be played, even if it's just for 60 minutes. He's linking up really well. Finally, we're starting to see Spurs, what we all wanted to see. So Spurs having the front three of Son, Bale and Kane. Now, Son wasn't really involved that much in the Crystal Palace game. He got 1 assist or a goal return from there. However, it was mainly the show of Bale and Kane, and I think he'll want to put that right. But Gareth Bale, can never write this guy off. He's always there or thereabouts. Great free kicks. He can change the game in an instant. Remember the Champions League final against Liverpool? Free kicks and the spectacular overhead kick, I think it was, or a scissors side kick he did against Liverpool, and he went past, basically one of the best scorers, I believe, in crucial games or fixtures like quarterfinals, finals, semi-finals. I reckon he's got a really good record, and these are the kind of games, especially even the North London derby, which is going to bring out the best in Gareth Bale. So it'd be worth bringing him in regards to his current form and the fixture itself. That would be a good differential, I think, as well. But I'm not sure how many people are going to bring him in this week, how much his ownership is going to be. Is it going to be based on the fixture or his form? Not too sure. But for me, he's a good outsider. So Ward-Prowse, Aubameyang and Bale are my three differential essential captains. If you are looking to bring in captains who may not be the most popular choices, but are good choices for you to move up the ranks itself. And that is basically my video for the captaincy choices for game week 28. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching this video. I've given you guys my choices. Let me know what your choices are. Let me know if you agree with me. Let me know if you don't agree with me. Do you have a better alternative? Have I missed someone that you think would have been a better suitable choice in this category for me to bring in? Let me know. Once again, thank you so much for watching my video. Like the video if you've liked it. Subscribe to the channel. Let me get close to 500, or let me beat 500 to get my PS5 and be successful and win the bet against my friend. Hit the notification icon if you want to see latest videos on FPL and my content, and you enjoy the FPL Inkling videos that I make. Keep part of the family and keep encouraging me to make more content for you. It's been an absolute pleasure. Have a lovely week. Best of luck with your choices, transfers, captaincy choice. Let me know how it goes. Be brave, be different, and I'll see you guys soon.